bro releasing that shit anytime soon.
I thought about that same shit. How you feeling?
Feeling great. How you feeling?
Feeling great. No gum on the mic.
I'm gonna start letting
That's
people.
mic etiquette, bro. Any radio station will tell you the same thing, bro. Gum on the mic sounds shitty.
I'm gonna start letting the artists who do send me unreleased music know ahead of time that I might play they shit on the podcast if I'm warming up and that shit is.
Well, niggas are sending music to be played on the podcast?
No, not at all. But I'm saying a lot of people send me music before it's released. I'm gonna start just letting motherfuckers know.
Okay, well, here's another thing. We ain't just gonna be breaking nigga shit on this podcast.
I don't break shit.
Or playing nigga shit just willy-nilly on these
And in
podcasts.
case people don't know, anything you hear as the podcast comes on is really what Snoop is trying to warm up to and coming to his own listening to.
We're not gonna be playing random ass Chicago artists on this podcast or random ass artists on this podcast. To be quite honest, I don't want to play anybody that's not a fan or a friend of the show.
Right.
Period. Like,
what's your purpose behind playing music?
Huh?
What's your purpose behind?
I didn't even want to play art like local artist shit.
Yeah.
Unless it was like, you know, from over average. I didn't even want to play like other motherfucking shit.
Yeah. So just so understanding, the purpose of me playing music is to get in podding zone.
You can play music.
I don't care who the fuck is from. I don't care where you from, who you support, who you don't support. If I'm playing your music, it's because it makes my endorphins happy.
You can play music. Are we gonna be playing that music while the camera's on?
No.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not endorsing shit if niggas ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not a friend of the show or if you ain't supporting the show or anything like that, I'm not gonna endorse your shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Now, you do play a lot of people's shit outside the pod, outside the cameras. You do play a lot of people's shit. And that's a good thing. I feel like that's pretty cool that you do that. Because you put me on to a couple motherfuckers. But as far as, like, on a business level, no, we ain't gonna cross paths like that. Speaking of a business level, somebody just hit me up and was asking me about how to start a podcast. And so I'm going to just say this. I didn't give him my response yet, but I will. But for everybody else that's trying to figure out, because, you know, I've been getting asked that a lot lately. But for everybody that's trying to start one, my answer is just buy the equipment and get started, literally. Get the equipment, get started. You don't need to, like, go through the preparation that I did. You don't need to, you know, plot out shit the way I did and all that shit. You don't got to, like, a lot of that shit that I was doing was just for me. It ain't for, you know, somebody starting a podcast. It's not podcast essential.
Yeah. Grab
your shit, get started. The hardest hurdle to get over is yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say about that. So moving forward, how's y'all day?
Great, man. Season 1, episode 14. You know, we here. Blessed to be here.
Episode 14. Happy. Damn. We was so happy about 10.
Yeah. Big ups.
How you gonna feel about 20?
No, it's little shit.
Yeah, it's little shit. When the next time we celebrating the episode?
100.
We ain't doing 50? We can't do like halfway to 100? 50?
I don't know.
I like 50.
I like 50. Shit, that's a lot of fucking episodes.
50
nigga, like,
100.
that's a lot of episodes.
That's hella episodes.
Yeah.
Hey, when you think about it, it's niggas that was podding for 5 years now, right? And they're only on episode 300. Which makes me think, like, how many years is it going to take us to get to 1,000?
I mean, it depends on how many episodes some people do in a week, though. You can knock out 2 a week, and shit, 50 weeks, you got 100.
Damn.
Yeah, so.
So that mean niggas is not doing this shit consistently? Do that mean niggas is doing other shit?
No, I'm just saying, you got to look at.
It does.
Yeah.
It does mean that.
Hey, is that
exactly
you know what I'm saying?
Means,
is niggas sleep? Niggas ain't podding?
How y'all get that from what I said?
I don't know.
Because
I feel like 5 years, 300 episodes. Like,
all right, we do 1 a week, so I ain't gonna lie. 300 weeks, you had 300 episodes. These guys.
Yeah, right. So in other words, niggas is slacking. Niggas is slacking, basically, what's going on. Not us, though.
I'm really scratching my head because I don't know where he getting these.
Not your average podcast. We ain't slacking.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And look, these last weeks been crazy. Like, these last weeks been crazy. And we still on time with the shit. You feel what I'm saying? On time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On time. Shout out to motherfuckers who just, like, hit me up praising us for our consistency, too. Like a lot of like somebody, like I stepped into a party the other day. I wonder if I'm in the frame. Let me look close.
And shout out to us for having consistency too, because when we first started this, I'm like, shit, we record whenever we got the time to. It was like motherfuckers.
Nah, fuck that shit.
Popping
I
up
remember,
every
me and
week
this
and a
nigga
half.
Snoop was on the phone, goddamn, big arguing about like that type of shit. Like, no,
Wait,
this
what?
shit gotta happen.
I used to have like this thought with like, shit, when we got time, we gonna link and pod.
Nah.
It'll be like once every 3 weeks. Like, just when you got
What?
time, we gonna pull up.
Yeah.
There wasn't no planning to it. Just
That's what he told you?
can.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
What
We
you
was on
say?
the phone like, nigga, no, that's not the plan. No, bro.
That's damn near how it was gonna have to be, because you never know when
yeah.
May's crib was gonna be available. We got to talk about all
Wait,
the
we was
places
thinking
want
about
to pod.
we was thinking about using Juice Maisley shit.
You remember we used it for that one time just based off
We
the audio.
definitely
you was like, never
did.
again.
We used
Never.
it for the 420, this little 420 shit, bro.
Oh yeah.
Damn, shout out Juice though, but damn.
It's
we
on
definitely
video
did
too,
that.
or just audio?
It's audio.
On half audio too. We had one mic.
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna lie. We've been through. We done had some crazy ass ideas before this shit. But the one thing that was always like set in stone was that we was gonna make sure this shit was consistent
Fact.
as hell. You feel me? So shout out to motherfuckers who ran up to me in this party and was like, screaming because everybody's drunk, everybody out Ciroc and shit, and everybody screaming, I love your show because you're so consistent. You guys are always coming every week strong. And it's always little things you're changing up, and I love it. And all this shit. And I'm just sitting there with the pool stick in my hand, like, I'm like,
Too much.
I like, because at the same time, I'm also being screamed at because I'm not letting a boyfriend on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's 2020. Like, 2020 is the plan. We're going to have guests.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Kendall. But
Guess every week, like
hell no.
randomly.
Hell no.
Random.
I mean, in 2020, I don't want to put a number out because I don't want to foreshadow things like guests, but I'm not planning on having, hella guests in 2020 at all. You know what I'm saying? Every time you guys see a guest, this is for the viewers. Every time you see a guest, it meant something. Yeah. It's a reason we got that person up there. Yeah. And I want every time we have a guest on this show to hit hard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like hit hard. Like 3 episodes later, that shit, you know what I'm saying, meant something. You feel me?
So for clarification, all you all that been hitting us up like, when can I be a guest? And we tell you we start guests in 2020. Yes, note that's starting guests in 2020. That means we might not see you till 2028. But you know what I'm saying?
Or we might not ever see you. Like we might not ever see you.
Look,
We're going to see all of y'all eventually.
Yeah, you're right. No, we're not.
No,
Here's the
we're
thing.
not.
And that's not a diss. It's just, it is what it is. It's not a diss. It just is.
Look, all you got to really say is stay in tune with the podcast. If you have something to talk about and we see value in what you have to talk about, then
Yes.
Period.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Boom. All seeing that shit. On top of that, you say Hefe.
You wrote it.
I didn't write this.
Who painted this? Who made this? What is this?
This is a painting that we. So this painting right here. This is why this painting right here is so special, and that one is back there too, because these two things were some of the first ideas of the podcast. Like some of the first concrete things when I first thought about the podcast. I said I gotta make two big ass like two paintings. I don't know why.
It looked like you had an expression of art on this day.
No, this was all right. So with this right here, it wasn't supposed to come out like this, but it came out like this. But the message behind this one was frustration.
Who made it?
Me, my boy Javon, and my boy John. We all made this, and then Javon's brother Sean came in and threw his name on the. I don't know why, but this painting was supposed to resemble the frustration was like going into like deciding to do a podcast. It was a lot of frustration, and then that was the outcome of like all this frustration, boom, to get to that one. And then that one looks more put together. It got the logo on there, and shit like that. It's simple, but I feel like those are the two heavy hitting things I went through trying to get this together. So that's why this paint is pretty special. Now, I wanted to put it on the table this time because it looks cool as hell. We couldn't think of shit else to put on the table. Yeah. So yeah, and
so this is priceless.
This is priceless. That's priceless.
Priceless.
All these things, like, I ain't gonna lie, everything in this motherfucking room is priceless.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Offer me $1 million for this right now.
Priceless.
It'll disappear.
If you offer me,
that's somebody offer me $1 million for this right now. It'll disappear.
You gonna have to go through him.
He'll come in here this week, next week, and be like, oh, new mics. Oh, I ain't saying nothing.
Well, I'm glad you told me, because if this come on miss, I know exactly who did this shit.
You don't have $1 million.
Nah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, motherfucker can't offer me $1 million, none of that shit. Cause here's the thing: if you offer me $1 million for this motherfucker worth $1 billion. So I ain't trying to. I ain't gonna sell nothing. I ain't, nah, it's priceless, bro. Like, this was here when we first started. You know what I mean? This podcast is actually really essential because, like, it's kind of display what it's for. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, what the podcast do for me is it helped me get through a lot of shit. Sometimes I just turn that shit on and just watch. Like, remember when you said you watched episode 1 all the way to 10, like, straight through?
Yeah.
I did that same shit. Like, right after you told me that, I'm like,
hey.
That shit just helped me with a lot of shit for some reason. It's like, I didn't realize how, like, what we talked about in all those episodes.
Yeah.
Like, we really touched on a lot of deep shit. Like, a lot of motherfuckers come to me and be talking about some of the, a lot of the main thing that they think about is the dolphin shits and the alien shit and the Battle of Los Angeles and all of those things.
Yeah.
But when I go back, I realized, like, a lot of the shit, we had some moments. Like,
a lot
really
of people love yourself, right? Didn't you say you had somebody walk up to you about love yourself?
Yeah. About their dad and how they went and rekindled a relationship with his dad and shit. Like, I'm like,
that's the type of effect that I want to have from this. Like,
Go ahead.
I remember you asked, like, what do we want the outcome of this to be? Like, that's what I want the outcome of this to be.
Just to hear shit like that.
Either
like,
teach people or, like, bring relationships back together, strengthen relationships, stuff like that. Like, just positive things,
That's real.
Yeah. I feel like what people can get from us is you got a individual experience you can have and a group experience you can have. When you're watching it with a group or watching it as an individual, you take away different things.
Yeah.
At least I do, because I go to Junior the Don's crib. I put on episodes all the time. In a group setting, and then I'll go and watch them individually, and I walk away with like 2 different sets of understandings. I'd encourage more people to do that. Not only watch this with your friends, but watch it in your alone time, when you by yourself.
Right.
And see what you could take away from it,
Yeah, and also you should watch this. Since we talking about when you should watch this, I think when you should watch this also is it's a lot of ways you can watch this. Watch this shit on your way to work when you don't want to go to work.
Yeah.
I tend to watch podcasts on the mornings where I really don't want to go inside my job. Because it's like I get to hear other people talk about some shit that you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm having a conversation on my way to work that's taking me off the fact, like, damn, it sounds like I'm with the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good time to watch that shit. And we drop it and we make it available. I never know how to pronounce that word that well, but available. Whatever. We make that available for you in the morning anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We drop it. It's another time to shit. If it's silent and you just want somebody to just be talking, like when you, what's the awkward times with the female, like when you got your girl and shit, woo woo, and you just met a chick and it's the awkward moment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you probably shouldn't have linked the fuck. You probably shouldn't link to have sex first. Y'all probably should have went on a date first. Now you ain't got shit to talk about. Throw the podcast on. Throw Not Your Average podcast on. We'll cover that up. Huh?
Not one of your dates.
I don't have dates. I don't know what the fuck you're talking. And when I did have dates,
spend money. We know.
Oh my God.
We know. No.
When I did have dates, we didn't have a podcast. So that's why I say if you have dates now, play the podcast, bro. It's gonna give y'all two something to talk about.
The first episode they click on is premium podcast.
Hey, that's good for them.
You better hope she got a sense of humor. No bullshit. You better hope she got a sense of humor.
I wouldn't mind if it's anybody at home that pulls us up on their TV and then pulls a chair up to the TV and pretends they at the table and talks to us.
And that'd be cool too.
Nice as hell.
That'd be raw.
Yeah.
You might look kind of dumb.
Nah, hell nah.
You might be kind of dumb because we ain't responding to you. But you know what I'm saying? Shit, that's kind of cool. Another cool thing.
You ever that's another thing. You ever had somebody come up to you? I love all fans, but it would be some people that come up to me like, man, I love to sit down and talk to you and your co-host. I'm like, yeah, bro, they don't want to talk to you. I know you.
Bro, I hear this shit so much where it's like, I feel like if I get on your show, ooh, me and you, because I know you like the Charlamagne and the shit. So me and you.
You ain't never looking at them like Prince won't like your ass.
No, I definitely no. What I definitely said was I feel like you would talk to somebody. I feel like you would talk to somebody
Wouldn't?
You would.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm like you and Snoop,
highlighting him
definitely.
because I'm pretty much acceptable of all.
Yeah, that's
You
what
think I
I'm saying,
won't
yeah.
talk to
Huh?
some people?
Hell
I
yeah.
told you this
Like,
week while we
hell
was in
yeah.
Canada. We was in Canada, by the way. I told you this week you probably like most judgmental person I know. You know,
What?
not without fault. Like not like that's bad, but yeah,
You agreeing though?
you judge people a lot, bro. You give a lot of opinions.
Well,
on
you have
people,
strong
like,
opinions.
Yeah.
Can I bring something up?
I'll back.
Can I bring something up?
Yeah, go ahead.
This kind of touchy, but I really want to hear your views on this. Like,
Okay.
you've been kind of threatening it for a little bit. Why don't you want to talk about gays on the show? Like gay people. Why don't you want to bring up the gay topic on the show?
Come on, give
Are
it.
you okay with talking about that?
Yeah, we
Or
can talk about it.
explaining that.
Because I love gays.
What's the question? Why don't I want to talk about it?
Because I know for a fact that
Why I don't want to talk
You don't
about it
really
is
wanna
because I don't want to offend or I don't want to offend anybody.
Okay.
I don't want to offend anybody.
okay.
But I am unapologetically truthful.
Facts.
And what I believe in, I will say. So
Facts. But I mean, there's things that we talk about on this show already that offends people sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck, bro? I don't want it to go like this. Talk right quick, Snoop, while I fix it.
Yeah.
it's just a sensitive topic, and we live in a very sensitive world where things that I say can be very offensive, and
This is our platform, though.
sometimes you don't need to be offensive when it's not necessary.
Bro, if we talking about gay, if okay,
You comfortable around homosexuals though?
are you comfortable around?
Yeah, I have a lot of homosexual friends.
So what is your views on it? Like, what's your views on it? Like, period.
I don't think that there is something wrong with it necessarily. I think that you can love who you want to love and be with who you want to be with.
Yeah.
I just don't think that is natural.
Okay.
That's
And
about it.
you just like pretty much didn't want to say that to offend. Cause you have friends that's gay.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to offend them.
Yeah, I don't think that's offensive. I don't think that's
offensive.
a lot of great things.
I feel like
unnatural.
Yeah, I feel like people will argue that, like strongly, but I don't think it's offensive.
Yeah.
You know, to have your own mindset on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't necessarily think it's natural either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't think I wouldn't have no problems like problem saying that at Pride.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You gotta stand on it. What's another thing? Like, what's another good time to listen to this podcast? We break the silence. That's one thing.
Yeah.
You know when I play this podcast a lot too? When I'm cooking. I
was
don't
about
know
to
why.
say when I'm like right before, you know how you about to go to sleep and you like, yeah, I really need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And you like, but let me do this real
Facts.
quick.
Yeah. I do that same
So
thing.
that's when I usually
Especially on a Wednesday night.
Mm.
On a Wednesday night,
Yeah.
that's when I turn right before I go to sleep, or I can't sleep. Turn the episode on, and that shit knocks me out. No bullshit for some reason. What? You don't think that's cool?
I've been with you every Wednesday night.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
We drop Wednesday night.
But we don't always together.
we
when
don't,
we drop.
yeah, we're not together like.
Well, are we supposed to be lying and saying that we?
I am with y'all.
No, you're
I'm
not.
always all right. So the reason I'd say that is because I'm always listening to the new drop on my way home from Wednesday nights with y'all. That's all.
So figuratively, you're with us.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is
But
that when I'm in the
I
bed,
literally leave from you all. I don't know. Maybe I'm tweaking.
I mean, okay,
Last
no,
Wednesday-
I see what you're saying.
Last Wednesday you left at like 9:30, 10. It was early.
We ain't
as
gotta
hell.
start saying times
I had to.
when people leave on the camera. We ain't gotta start doing that. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question.
What's up?
What do y'all think about interracial relationships?
I love them.
I ain't gonna say I love them.
Would you marry interracially?
Not. I mean, I want to marry a black woman. So personally, that's just a personal belief. I actually got that from a book you gave me. It gave me reasoning why I believe and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sticking my penis in any race, I love that.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't necessarily. I wouldn't say I love them. I'm a fan of them though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I like seeing it.
I love
It's cool.
other races.
Like, I love it. Yeah. I mean,
Asians
I don't
got
love
the
it,
best
but
mom.
but I like it. It's pretty cool.
Would
Y'all
you
didn't
marry
know.
interracially?
No. That's why I say I don't love it. I mean, you gotta be in love to get married.
Yeah,
Facts. Okay. What was it in that book that that made you
that's too
change?
deep. We only got 5 minutes. I can't even give all Elijah Muhammad sauce, but some sauce in there, boy. Some sauce.
Cap.
All right, in 5 minutes you can't drive. I feel that.
No cap.
I feel that.
But
Should I
just
shake
know
it
it's
too?
something real. I mean, the gist of it is it's just something real special about an African American woman, and there's something real special about being able to carry on somebody of your ancestry with somebody of your ancestry. You know, to actually spread that out there, because it's enough people making mixed children. You know, it's gonna be enough of that going on in the world. So I'm doing what I can to make sure that the African American race that I come from lives on too.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm glad that I could have,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, well, that's what you're for, Prince. That's what you're here for. You know what I'm saying? You educate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of shit, bro, educated me on it. I thought I knew or I shied away from.
Yeah.
You know, that you didn't even know it was purposely, but sometimes we purposely shy away from shit that we supposed to know.
The best things, I found that the best thing to do in life is go, like, even when you feel like you do know a lot, is just to say, like, to yourself, I don't know shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had this talk before.
Yeah.
Like, that's real, like, just humbling.
Yeah. It increases, like, the size of the room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much could you fit in this room now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you telling yourself, no, the room full, we can't put shit else in there. And, you know, it's stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly what it is.
But shit, like, man, every day is something to learn. Every day I learn something, bro. I learn shit rapidly, too. Like I try to learn something. And that's why I fuck with y'all, because this nigga sends stuff to us all the time. Obviously, he's learning rapidly.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're learning rapidly. You just taught him shit. Like, and I know you. I hang with you all the time. I know for a fact. So it's like, that's great. I hope my kid is like that.
Somebody, and I really forget who told me this, but it's something that stuck with me my whole life. It was at a real young age. Somebody told me to think of yourself as a clean white towel, right? White towel. And then every time you learn something
Black
new
towel.
or get information, no, because then you ain't going to see the dirt that I'm talking about. But
Okay.
every time you learn something new or get new information, you get spots of dirt on you. You know what I'm saying? And every morning when you wake up, you should rinse the towel out, wash all the dirt and stuff you got on you that you learned away. You know what I'm saying? And go into life like willing to learn more. But, you know, when you wash dirt out of white towel, you still got some dirt left. It's still like a little left. You know, leave a little bit of what you learned, but still go out into the world like willing to get more. And leaving space to get more, you know.
Who told you that?
Shout out to
I
whoever told you
literally
that.
forgot. Like, that part has stuck with me throughout my whole life growing up, but I forget when I learned it, like who told it to me. I just know it was told to me, and I never forgot it.
Do y'all have,
Probably
like...
a police officer.
Facts.
I always forget
he was
which
saying
one
white
of them
towel.
told me shit. I just know, man, y'all told me some shit while I was sitting there like this.
Yeah. You know, hold on, before you go to that.
Go ahead.
You know what one advice a cop gave me one time?
What's up?
He said, don't buy cars from Cicero, Illinois.
What is that?
I grew up around there. I ain't know.
That nigga said, do not buy cars from Cicero, Illinois. I was like, all right. And handcuffs in the back. Because he just pulled me out of a car I just bought from Cicero, Illinois. So,
niggas be hella talkative once they get booked.
bro, yeah, you be in the back cool as hell. Like, you be mad as hell outside the car. You get in the car, you like, how was your day? But nah, go ahead. What you gonna say, bro?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't be like that. I be mad as hell in the car too.
Niggas be in the back like, how was your day, sir?
Hey, I still got my phone and shit. I'm texting people.
Right.
I'm on my way to Markham right now.
Hell yeah. Nah.
Snapping pictures.
Wait, like you can get, that's what I'm saying. You can get real good. You know you've been locked up too much when you done got real good at like texting.
Did
like,
I
this
send you
shit.
that picture? I think I did.
No, you called me. I think you called me or some shit like this nigga done got real good at that shit. But nah.
Ain't nothing smoother than when they put your hands in front of you. You like,
Oh, yeah,
y'all
yeah,
want me
yeah,
to access something back here.
Yeah, y'all my
All
brothers.
of me from
Y'all lock me up like this, we're brothers. Low key,
Yeah,
like
it's
y'all really looking out for me today.
He be in the
Y'all
front
made it
seat
easy. 'Cause I
like.
try to get it to the front anyways. I go like the little under the
You one of them type of niggas.
Hell yeah,
It
in
ain't
the
that
back seat,
serious
I
for me.
instantly sit all the way up.
I'm not finna dislocate my
Every
shoulders.
time they open up the back door, they look at me like, what the fuck was he back here doing?
Yeah, boy.
Why his hands up here now?
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Nah, what you finna say though?
It's usually always the officer that's like, where were you headed? And I be mad as hell, but I gotta answer the question, trying to be nice and shit.
You don't have to.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
don't
letting
have
you
to.
know, you don't have to.
Yeah, I
Don't
know,
have
but
to
it's
say
like, you don't want to.
I answer
it
that
up.
bitch. I answer it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's usually something wrong, like if he finds this out, I'm going to jail. so I cooperate all the way sometimes.
Being cooperative with officers has always been a strong suit of mine because it's like they always get stereotyped and they like, oh, he's not like that, and then they feel a little bad. So that kind of works out for me.
Oh, he's a well-spoken brother.
I always lie my ass off. They be like, so you don't have any weed in here? Like, if I pull you out this car and I find it, you're going to jail. Just tell me if you have anything. I'm looking dead at the duck in the front like, sir, I'm a child of God. I would not have any.
Looking right in the. This nigga is something else.
You
Bro,
are
the whole window down. It smell like goddamn. It smell like Colorado in this bitch. Like,
you are an Indiana animal.
Damned if I tell him with that body cam on me what the fuck I got.
That's facts though. Don't snitch.
I don't.
Looking ass.
That was the lie. That was the lie.
Anyway, what is a do y'all have like childhood memories that y'all remember like distinctively?
Hmm?
What's one childhood memory like that?
I got a lot of
A big one. What's a big
real
one?
quick, everybody throw theirs out there. What's one childhood memory out of you?
I remember like how long are we talking though? Real quick, like how
It don't matter. Just
back child like Tyler.
Yeah. Or
It was
like it don't matter.
I remember this one guy tried to kidnap me before. Yeah.
That ass?
Yeah, that ass. He tried to kidnap me before. I was in the passenger seat and he jumped in. My grandma went in the gas station. He jumped in the driver's seat and then he was finna like take like the car and obviously take me.
Yeah.
And then he looked at me and I looked at his ass like I was finna cry. And then he just jumped out. He pulled back. Like, he pulled out the fucking parking lot. I looked like I was finna cry. And he just jumped out the car and ran.
Damn.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Blessing, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Your
It wasn't
life
hard.
would have been way different if that dude would have put off.
He looked like DMX, too. He blew me. He looked like fucking
He would have
DMX.
got raised as a street thug.
I would have grew up gangster as hell. Like a whole different nigga. Like, I would have grew up dumb as hell, boy.
You know what's intriguing
no.
to me? The mindset of dude. Like he
He was probably like, do I really want to go down for kidnapping right now? Nah.
I don't even want this little motherfucker.
No
I
bullshit.
kid you not. The only advice my grandma ever gave me about kidnappers is if you ever get kidnapped, she told me, grandson, just talk. They gonna bring your ass right back.
Yeah, fuck around.
Knowing me, she said, just open your mouth and say something.
I had a lot of family
They
members
gon-
tell me that too.
Yeah, say some dumb shit real
They gonna
quick.
scare it. We don't want this one.
Just say the dumbest shit in the world, Snoop. You got it.
You got it. You got it. Ball out.
Say it.
So you trying to pod? You know what I'm saying?
I got a podcast. He go, oh shit, hold on, let me spin the block.